I know that I can get you at least 100 more reviews for your law firm's Google local listing, and I will tell you exactly how to do it. Hi, I'm Charlie Mann with Law Firm Alchemy, and I want to share with you the secret to getting a ton more reviews for your law firm because, by the way, you probably already know this, but it's worth reminding you that reviews are vitally important for your local listing, and all expectations point to it becoming even more important as time goes forward and Google gets better at understanding the intent of the reviews and the context of the reviews that you get. The first thing we need to do in order to get you 100 more reviews for your law firm is to decouple one of the most common mindsets that you might have about getting reviews. Let me ask you a quick question. When should you ask for a review from a client? It would not surprise me if you instantly answered that question by saying, well, when the case is done, when I'm writing them the big check from the car accident, or we just got a great verdict back from the jury in a criminal defense case. Those are all fine times to ask, but I will tell you that it is also not a great time to ask for reviews. As a matter of fact, you may be missing one of your best opportunities, which is upon first engagement. Your client, at the point of everything concluding, your client may not have the emotional energy for something so small as leaving a review for you, even if you did a great job. Additionally, there's a fading experience at that point. And what I mean is after everything has concluded, the relationship is going to start to fade. See, when someone is actually active with you as a client, you have a crescendo on your relationship, not a descent. Whereas after the matter is concluded, there is a descent. We're not bottoming out by any stretch of the imagination, but it changes the dynamic. And we have to observe this in order to get more reviews. So one of the best times to get reviews is very early on in someone engaging with you. And there are multiple ways to get these reviews. First off, at the point that someone actually calls you and maybe gets a little bit of advice. Additionally, right after some type of strategy session or appointment, that is a phenomenal time to ask for a review. And then we'll talk about hidden pockets of reviews that you might not even be thinking about right now, but could be worth another 15 to 20 reviews to top everything off. So, not everyone that you talk with will definitely become a client. And it's not just about them turning you down, it's about you potentially turning them down. But what about all the leads? What about all the prospects, all the potential clients that maybe you could have helped but are not a great fit for your firm? How can we still get something from that resource? If you're going to spend an hour with someone talking about their car accident case or potential divorce or bankruptcy or criminal charge, wouldn't it be nice to get something out of that even if they're not going to hire you for whatever reason? The way we get that is near the end of any one of these things is we ask them, hey, how's this experience been for you? If we're trying to close them directly into being a client at that moment, we want them to sign documents before we have this conversation. But if it's not someone who's a great fit right now, that's okay. This has been a really great experience. And then you got to tell them, you know, something that a lot of people want to know about law firms like ours is just that we're easy to talk to. If I sent you an email, kind of wrapping up what we've talked about here and sending you a link to our local Google profile, would you be willing to leave a 5-star review for us, just saying that we were easy to talk to and that we were able to provide you some help with what's going on? Hopefully, if you're doing your job well enough, the answer is just an easy and immediate yes. If not, you have some other things to fix, that's okay, we can get into it. But not in this video. This video, I just want to show you how to get reviews. The most potent way to get reviews is not using a software platform. It is using a simple email template that goes out with exactly what I talked about. Here's something that we talked about recently. You mentioned you'd be willing to leave us a review. Here's a link to the review. Here's a reminder of what people are really looking for. Easy to talk to, the type of case that you were talking with us about. So that way we get some keywords into there. Ooh, by the way, side lesson. You want to stack your reviews with good keywords because Google's looking at that. Remember, Google's a big old content aggregation engine. They still pay attention to the content. So if you can get someone to say, I was in a car accident in such and such county, that is good for your local listing. So we're gonna ask them to leave that information. We're gonna say how much we really appreciate them for doing that. This is a really easy process. Best of all, you can create it just as a template in basically any email provider that you're using, Outlook, Facebook, Google Suite, Spark, Superhuman. Boy, oh boy, there's a whole lot of them. And you can set up that template to rinse and repeat anytime that you have a great conversation with someone. Just following this methodology and maybe getting a 50% success rate, hopefully by the end of this year at least, you would be able to get another 100 reviews onto your Google local profile. And if you're talking with 100 people a month, maybe multiple attorneys are doing it, so it's not just you, imagine all the opportunities you have to get great reviews. It's just about putting in the system and process to send that one email. And this particular email has been worth thousands of reviews to firm owners that I have coached. And they even help their team members get reviews as well by showing them this system and adding a little incentive. Hey, every time that someone leaves a review that mentions your name in it, you are gonna be either eligible to win, you're gonna get a ticket for the big quarterly raffle, or you'll get a gift card for Amazon. Great gift card to give. $10, $25, some firms have done $50. And all it is they need to leave a review that mentions your name. Can't tell you how many paralegals, case managers, legal assistants, intake specialists got a boatload of these types of gift cards just by staying consistent with reaching out to people. It's all about the mindset. If you're always afraid about how the other person is gonna react, marketing probably just isn't for you, quite frankly. Lots of growth in a law firm isn't really for you. But if you're serious about growth, if you're committed to marketing, you're not gonna be concerned about people saying no. We're talking about adding the smallest step to a process in order to get a high leverage asset, a testimonial review that we can use on Google, and we're just sending a simple email. The only reason to not send that email is you are not accustomed to it, and you observe in your head you have this fear in your head of, I don't want people to think that I'm begging for reviews. You're not begging for reviews. You're asking them to leave an honest assessment about your experience with the firm. And that is another key point. One of the issues that comes up all the time with firm owners about, oh, Charlie, this sounds great, but I can't do it. They don't let me do testimonials down here. Every state, there is some way to do testimonials. The major issue that we end up encountering is a lot of states won't let someone say that you are the best attorney or the best law firm. And the reason they use, even though it's probably in violation of the First Amendment rights of the person leaving the review, but the reason that they use is simply that person doesn't have the experience in order to understand what the best lawyer could or could not be. Whatever, those are the rules. They can be ridiculous. We can still work around them without any issues. You just need to stay consistent about asking for reviews in a human to human way. Enough with the software platforms. Just use an email template. It magnifies results. Yeah, sure, it saves you some money by not using that extra platform, but the cost isn't that much, hopefully, for the platform that you absolutely have to get rid of it, even if maybe you should. Sending these emails and occasionally doing a contest in your office to get more reviews, something I've talked about with coaching clients many, many times, that is how you magnify the strength of your Google listing and get tons more reviews, 100+ reviews into your firm with relative ease. Now, I mentioned we could then get more reviews, add another layer on this that isn't even people who have experience with your firm from a legal capacity. What about some of the vendors that you work with? What about other lawyers in the community? What about other people who can speak to their experience with you? That's the key here, is they have to speak to their experience with you. But can we get reviews from them? Maybe we leave a review for them, reach out, say, hey, I left a review for your firm. If you'd be willing to share a couple of words over at our Google page, that would be awesome. Here's the cool thing. Imagine you leave reviews for 10 other firms in the area saying, oh, we've sent clients here, or I've known them in the community. They seem to be really great providers of their legal services, awesome attorney who owns this place, yada, yada. You send that out to 10 firms. And then you let all 10 firms know that you posted those reviews. And then what you do is you email them. So you've emailed them, and now you ask them, hey, would you be willing to share a few words over on our page if you have a minute? Send them a link to it. Do you need to get all 10 of those people to leave you a review? No, because the truth is if you had just 2 of those firms leave you reviews, or you would have gained 2 reviews while all of them just get 1. That's how you play math in your favor. And chances are you're gonna get 4, 5, 6, or maybe even 7 of the firms to leave you a review, massively multiplying your reviews in a very rapid succession. Last thing that I will say about reviews as well is that understand Google is sometimes slow at letting the reviews live on the page. Reviews don't always post right away. try not to get frustrated. It can take a while. Google has rate limits on some of this. There's a lot of nonsense behind the scenes over which you have no control. Who cares? Go and get the reviews so that way you can start stockpiling. Google can release them when Google's gonna release them, and a few of them are gonna make it through very fast. And if we don't try to get that massive number of reviews, we're gonna end up with a way smaller amount at the end of the day, and you're gonna get crushed on Google Local. So go and get those reviews. They are so important and such a magnifier of the work you do for all of your search engine optimization, especially for local search. If you want more ideas and strategies like this, there are two things you should do. Number one, hey, take a look at some of the other videos. There's something even better that you should do. Take a look at the description below. You'll see a link to the Law Firm Alchemy website. Go over there and sign up for our strategies and tactics email list or get our latest free download to get on that list. We provide nearly daily strategies, ideas, inspiration, coaching tools that can help you grow your law firm. So go ahead and take a look at the link in the description and make that happen today.